Hello everyone, my name is Hyung-ji Chang from Sammun University at the Department of Global Tourism, and my co-workers are Kim Na-young and Yoon Sung-gyu from Sammun University as well. And the title of their study is the study on knowledge and information processing competence, KIPC, of college students of Korea. My introductory statements for this study is that the study is aimed at examining the level of knowledge and information processing competence, KIPC, which is regarded as a core competence in the era of the fourth industrial revolution in the 21st century. And the study is aimed at proposing the various instructional activities to reinforce core competence, one of core competence, KIPC. So everyone noticed that in your classroom and all the classroom, we can see all the digital devices are using as in a teaching material. So for example, YouTube channel or some digital online dictionary or some, and here now in a COVID-19 the circumstance, we are having in a Zoom in a class or some other devices, online devices that we're using to interact with the students, to instruct the students. So this is a kind of demand. We just see that level of our students KIPC level. So everyone agrees the amount of KIPC is increasing. So the reinforcement KIPC, which is defined as a capability to collect, analyze, and use knowledge information related to real life and employment, is being established as a core competence in all university classes as well. So KIPC includes not only information collected through the computer or the internet, but also various types of knowledge by collecting, analyzing, evaluating, and selecting and utilizing all the data. So it ultimately improves rational problem solving competencies. So uh, I just mentioned that we are living in a fourth industrial revolution area, which means that we are in the flood of information. So you can see a lot of whenever you just Google it, you can find, if just type the keyword, and then you can find all uh, uh, many information. So we have to develop how can you collect all those information, how can you analyze, how can you evaluate, how can you select. And even though you find all the information, you should know how you utilize all the information data. So through this all the process, you can just develop improved rational problem solving competencies. So therefore, this study is aimed to analyze the level of knowledge information collection, analysis, and utilizations, which are self-elements of a KICP for college students. So here and next. So I brought up 3 research questions. The first one is, what is the level of college students' capability to collect knowledge information? Second question is, what is the level of college students' capability to analyze knowledge information? The third one is college students' capability to use knowledge information. So 3 subcategories. So wanna see and analyze, see the level of our college students, they'll collect and analyze and use the data. So those are the three research questions. So I just want to review some theoretical backgrounds of the study. The first, I just want to say the core competencies. We see here as a core competence in order to cultivate talents which will lead a future society, the fourth industrial revolution, or the intelligent information society. Various measures are developed throughout the fields of education. So when we are thinking of the future society, our future, the fourth industrial revolution is undeniable circumstance we are facing right away. So we need to develop some kind of a measurement in a field of education as well. When we are see that curriculums, national curriculums, proposed by Ministry of Education in Korea, which was revised in 2015, six core competencies are presented. The first one is a self-management capability, knowledge information processing capability, which is one for this study, and creative thinking capability, and aesthetic emotional capability, communication capability, and community capability. So all these six are, we call that core. So knowledge information processing capability is one of six. So here Inhwa Lee proposed 23 sub-elements of competence by focusing on the communication competencies among the six core competencies in the revised curriculum or review. The study examined that relationship between the curriculum achievement standards and core competencies. So if I can say, that's more kind of a traditional classroom. So we are having own standard when you are, instructing, you are teaching. When you are teaching, so you have own goal of that class. But this study is kind of comparing your own goal and the six core competence. Is that matched or not? Here, the study found out that here that we can use for teaching, we have to provide basic data. Then that can be used for teaching and learning evaluation. So compared and curriculum achievement standard and core competence, which cannot be can be different or similar, right? So we have to share the basic data of all the standard and the core competencies, and then we can figure out that kind of suggestions from that. And also want to mention some kind of ABEC program, which is a Korea Institute of Engineering Education certification, is an accrediting institution for evaluation and certification of engineering education. Since its founding in 1999, it presents standards and guidelines for educational programs in the field of engineering and related education in university. It has been conducting certification and consulting. Therefore, many universities have set program for educational goal and learning outcomes to reflect the needs of industries and changes in the social environment for the certification of engineering education, along with the need to meet the characteristic of each university. So it has been used kind of more than 20 years in Korea. So to develop the quality of the class and the quality of a curriculum and teaching contents. Uh, some kind of association in the developed their core common curriculum for the engineering students, and then they are sharing all those things to do in the class, the curriculum and all other teaching materials, those kind of things. So therefore, uh, many universities are set up all the programs for the engineering students, and then they are kind of in a comparative to develop those because it appears characteristic of each universities as well. So here, in order to achieve the learning outcome, each department of university, which provide specific engineering certification programs to students, has established the specific performance criteria and scoring criteria. When we are develop the program, we need a rubric to evaluate the students. So ABIC and Initiate developed all those standards. But meanwhile, in order to strengthen the knowledge information processing capability of humanity and social science students, you see, yeah, the computer is no longer, just belong to the computer science students. Computer is very common in our teaching materials that we can use in a classroom. So we need to measure the ability of our students, how they can use computer, or how can they find out computer sources information. So here, each university provide liberal arts courses, which is related to ICT and AI, and various fourth industrial revolutions provided by the National Institute for Lifelong Education. In addition, AI and AI-related KMOOC courses are recognized as an earning a certain credit as well. Jae-hong Chang and Hyun Kim and Inu Park in 2020 developed a general measurement tool that can be applied not only to a part of a specific subject, but can measure the core competence of each subject. They develop kind of common measurement, general measurement to measure the competence. It is to measure the knowledge information processing capability of the upper grades of elementary school, and it is measured by knowledge information collection area, knowledge information processing area, and knowledge information application area. Yeah, 3 areas were measured. Also, Hee-bae Kim and Jae-hong Jang and Inu Park are concerned with the use of ICT media, such as computers, smartphones, tablet PCs. It's measured by knowledge information processing capability, such as knowledge information collection and analysis capability, and information and communication technology utilization capability, learning strategies, and self-directed learning. So this study found out that the effect of elementary school students' use of educational information devices on learning strategies and self-directed learning, and find out the kind of positive effect of each other. So for this study, I'm using the questionnaire for this study, and which is divided into knowledge information processing capability, measure, and one thing, and the characteristic of the participant. First, for knowledge information competence, a total of 25 items were used in the questionnaire, by revising and supplementing knowledge information processing capability measurement tool developed by Chang, Hyung-ji, and Inu Park. For each item, 5-point Likert scale was used to measure how much knowledge and information competence judges to have. Next, characteristics of participants were classified by major, grade, gender, and each item were analyzed. Here, participants of this study were foreign language and foreign language oriented education and tourism major. Analysis method used in this study is a frequency analysis, which is performed to understand the characteristic of the participant. Descriptive statistics analysis was performed to understand the level of knowledge and information processing capability. So this is the findings. Here you can see characteristic of participants in this study are as follows. Participants were total 238, and they are divided into 127 and who are major in foreign language tourism, and 65 major in Japanese, and 46 major in English. Participants consist of third grade, they are 95, and the first graders are 54, fourth graders 47, second grade 42. For the gender, there were 144 female students and others are male students. Here, the first knowledge information competence level. So table 1 shows the knowledge information competence level. I just want to mention that the first ranked items, students show that the highest rank here, I can collect data using various online media. Instead of a book or some newspaper, students prefer to use the internet or ebook or video SNS, all those things. And second question is about the knowledge information collection scope setting, competence level. So I see that first ranked item is I can select and find the latest materials. Students can make an order, to set the order that which is the latest. All right, those things. And other item is knowledge and information utilization presentation competence level, and found out that students can exchange opinion with others about the outcome. They show the high competency here. I can exchange opinions with my co-students. Other question is knowledge information processing analysis capability level, and student answer they can prioritize the materials. They can see that the rank of the materials, which is more important, which is less important, those kind of things. Sorry. Also, knowledge information collection data judgment capability. When they are find out the data, they're going to judge which is right and which is wrong. And I can select from the collected data to serve the task. It's kind of in a page question, and the students show that basic level of data collection judgment. Here, the knowledge information processing analysis were asked, and then student answer, I can organize the source of the collected data and mark them correctly. The last question is about knowledge and information utilization production capability. So I can select and edit the content necessary for the production. Yeah, they can select and edit which is necessary for the production. So in short, I just want to conclude my presentation. The study analyzed the level of knowledge and information processing capability of university students and proposed some activities, class activities to develop KIPC As a medium for collecting knowledge information, various online media such as internet, ebook, and video (SNS) were used a lot. And setting of scope of knowledge information collection, latest data were selected and used. Capability to exchange opinion with other people was the highest to present the collected data in use of knowledge information, and another capability to determine the priorities was the highest to interpret the collected knowledge information. In addition, the capability to judge the data has the strength to select the data that can be helpful in serving the task among the collected data. And the knowledge information analysis that shows that the capability to organize and correctly mark the source of the collected data was high. In sum, this is my final statement. In the production activity, just the last one again, activities to use knowledge information, it was found that capability to select and edit the appropriate contents for the production of the result was reported as the highest. Students can figure out that is this appropriate for the final production or not. So in conclusion, online medium is introduced to induce active learner participation in the individual and team assignment. We have to give some time to search and Google information for students to find out the information. That's really helpful for the study. And the study suggests that small group activities are suitable to provide opportunity for the communication as well. So this is the list of the references that I use here, and this is bio data of my coworkers and me. So I just want to say thank you for listening, and I hope you have helpful information for my presentation. Thanks for listening.